Morning guys, hope you're well. Welcome to DOdaily. It's Des here. Who's ready to attack the day? Who's ready to wake up to walk? I'm out and about as usual, getting in my Friday morning early start. Of course, I'm continuing on my journey of the Robin Hood way through Nottinghamshire. A few weeks ago I started at Nottingham Castle. Over the first 3 weeks I got to Strelly Village, where I started today. I'll just say before I mention today, Strelly Village last week was absolutely awesome. A real surprise. And I always talk about on DOdaily about how much sometimes I don't realise what I get from what I'm doing. I was expecting it to be a few miles of fields and just sort of ticking them off as I go, but when I got to Strelly Woods, it was absolutely stunning. Somewhere I'd never been. Always love a view, and some amazing views across the city. The sun was out like it is today. Look at the blue sky, absolutely amazing. So getting out to be able to do it, starting there just reminded me of that, just reminded me of why I do it. When sometimes people may doubt, and think, does he really get that much from it? Absolutely, because it's absolutely stunning. As you can see now, there's lots of greenery. I'm just coming out of a village called Swingate. It's about 2 miles in my journey. I've walked up through Strelly Village, over the M1 motorway bridge, and through a small village, which is, and I'm just coming up to Kimberley. Is the place I'm sort of heading towards, about 2 miles in, and I'll be going around there and finishing in Watnall. So another 3-4 miles today. In the next couple of weeks I'm really looking to step it up. I've got a week off soon, so I'm really looking to get a few more miles in. I mentioned it was 100 miles, but it's actually 110, 12 miles, so I've kind of ticked off the oddments, and I'm still got plenty to do, but really looking forward to it, and really in great spirits. Like I say, the thought of last week, getting up here today, some absolutely stunning views already. That's Kimberley itself, quite a large village, about 6 miles northwest of Nottingham City, and whilst I know roughly where I'm going, it's all an exploration now, because I've come out of the city, I've come away from what I know, getting out my comfort zone, because that's what I like to do. I knew by doing this on my own on a Friday morning, I'd get so much from it, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm getting all those benefits of walking, being out in the fresh air, but also learning along the way. And the more and more I do daily, I'm learning about myself. I mention this every single day almost, that it's kept me really focused and determined to be that little bit better. I've been doing it for almost a year now. Not that I'm reminding anybody, but seriously, I've been doing it for almost a year, and it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of commitment and dedication to keep going. I don't feel like it every day, because that's life, isn't it? We don't feel like being positive, feeling fantastic. And if anybody's watched it throughout, you'll know I've had my ups and downs, really difficult situations to deal with. Try not to dwell on those, but of course they're gonna affect me. They're gonna get to me a little bit, But even now, I'm having to sort of deal with some upset and concerns, and things. And sometimes it just gets to you, and whilst I can be positive every day, whilst I find a way of explaining how I'm feeling and saying this is why I do it, it doesn't mean it's easy. It doesn't mean that it's acceptable to just, it doesn't mean you should accept it when it is. I'm trying to find ways to be positive on one hand, but also sort of deal with everything I have to. And just this week, at the start of the week, I mentioned taking a bit of time for myself. Not being selfish, because it's not in my nature, whatever anyone thinks of me, you know, really not selfish. I know I try to do whatever I can to support, you know, through the Do Running community mainly, but in many other ways as well. But I mentioned that I need to take a bit of time to sort of evaluate how it's gone. Do you know, if other people are responding, if other people want to sort of support me, do you know, because if I haven't got that, do you know, I'm kind of onto a loser. Do you know, I may as well do what I need to do for me and do what I need to do for those who really do want it. And don't get me wrong, there's lots of people who support what I do. I know there is, and that's what keeps me going. But also, when I've sort of look after myself, do you know, I'm in a lot better frame of mind to deal with those people who need it, do you know, who want it. And that's really important, isn't it? Because we have to, we can't change the world on our own, do you know. We all wish we could. So I'm just coming down a really tricky bit now. I wasn't expecting this. We all wish we could change the world, but we can't. So we have to sort of do whatever we can, respond and deal with whoever wants to be part of our lives. Do you know, I'm just learning more and more all the time who's kind of there for me and who's not. For some strange reason, DOdaily's really, it's made some relationships really, really awkward, you know, and when I talk about it, it's what I do, it's part of me, so it's not going away. So I've got to sort of realise that and realise how much it's done for me, and if other people can't cope with that, then that's their problem, isn't it? Do you know, I don't want to be harsh or negative, because it's not really my way. Do you know, it's not really why I do this, but what I am doing all the time is learning lessons and being honest. Sorry, something flashed up on my screen. Being honest and trying to be relatable, and if somebody somewhere can take something from that, you know, then I'm here to help, and that's what it's all about. Yesterday I was feeling really down. You know, when you are feeling a bit concerned about yourself and other people, you know, it can be quite easy, can't it, to let people's comments affect you. We can all pretend that nothing ever bothers us. You know, if that was the case, I wouldn't do half the things I do. So I can pretend that nothing bothers me, and a lot of the time I can deal with it, you know, and move on. It just makes me more determined, if anything. But one or two sort of comments in the wrong place yesterday just got to me a little bit. Don't get me wrong, it won't get to me for very long, because I turn that into determination and press on. But they did get to me, you know, because that's what happens when we're not feeling great, doesn't it? You know, for all the nice comments I get about what I do, you know, and I do, you know, I don't doubt that, you know, there's people who are really appreciative, really grateful for support, you know, for all those nice comments. Sometimes it's that one tricky one, isn't it, that knocks you off your feet. Talking about knocking me off my feet, I nearly fell over. You know, really rugged part of this track. I hope I'm still on track, but not to worry, I will get back on track somehow. Yeah, and I thought it was really important to mention that because it's the truth, it's the way it is, do you know, and all I try to be through DOdaily, whilst documenting the importance of activity, whilst letting you know what I'm doing to stay on top of things in that sense. Do you know, I also try to let people know how I'm feeling, because if you can see somebody else experiencing this life, experiencing the ups and downs, the roller coaster it is, do you know, it might just help. I watch people constantly, like to think I'm a bit of a people watcher, like to think I get people and understand it. Do you know, I watch a lot of people as well in terms of motivational speaking and things like that, to try and pick up ideas, do you know, because I don't know it all. I really don't know it all. I don't, even at a young 40, didn't want to drop my age in there, but just have, I don't know it all. I've not learned everything. Do you know, I don't think we ever will we? Do you know, there's always different ways of experiencing things, and no two people situation is the same, is it? Do you know, the dynamics of people cause us to respond in certain ways, but as long as we can keep pushing on, keep doing the things we enjoy, that's all that matters, isn't it? Do you know, and that's definitely what I do on a Friday. Quite a lot there about my personal situation, but despite yesterday, you know, feeling really, really positive, because again, what a morning to be up. Just walking through a bit of a sort of frosty patch, so it has been really cold first thing. It was 1 degree when it came out, and Kay said to me, "You're not going out in shorts, are you?" Well, I don't think the shorts will be put away now. Do you know, it's that time of year, isn't it, where things are picking up. As you can see, the sun behind me is absolutely stunning. Makes for a great walk. Tick a few of these miles off, do you know, get a bit further into the Nottinghamshire countryside, start learning even more, probably learn even more about myself, do you know, as it gets even more peaceful. Do you know, I'm just coming down to a busy road talking about peaceful. So hopefully it won't distract too much, but I'll learn more and more about what I'm doing, do you know, learn more about myself and learn how to take it forward better. Whatever negativity is around us, the one thing I want to say today, whatever negativity gets put on us by other people, by ourselves sometimes, by the pressure we put on ourselves, there's always a positive to be taken from it, do you know, and that's so important to remember, because we can always find positive from crap, from rubbish, from things that we don't really want to experience. Do you know, even if it's just a lesson to learn, that's important, isn't it? Do you know, and that's kind of been the theme this week, guys. It's just dealing with life. Do you know, it's not a smooth ride. It's not easy. It can be a bit tricky, and I really wanted to sort of just highlight it, because I'm always being positive. Every single day of the week I'm being positive, but I wanted to highlight the fact that it's not always easy, and people might look in and go, "Oh, here he is again, a bit happy clappy and saying just be like this, just be like that." It's not a case of just being anything, it's a case of trying, you know, trying your absolute best. It takes a lot of commitment to do a video for nearly 365 days, you know, knowing that people aren't particularly interested at times, you know, the people you'd like to be interested, but you have to keep going, don't you? You have to keep at it, you know, because if it's something you believe in, if it's something you want to do, why wouldn't you? And if it works for you, you know, even better. This definitely works for me. Really, really enjoying what I'm doing. Anyway, moving on to sort of the Robin Hood way, the purpose I'm out, you know, as well as sort of passing over those messages. I'm just coming up to Kimberley, an area really famous for coal mining and its brewery. I think I'd gone the wrong way. Really famous for coal mining and its brewery. The brewery shut down a few years ago. Anybody who knows Nottingham now will know probably the most famous thing about this area is the IKEA retail park. Lots of retail units. Do you know, it's been there a long time. I think it was one of the first in the UK. So famous for that. An area, the whole area is based around coal mining. You know, lots of villages, Swingate, Babington, Strelly itself. I learnt this morning, I always wondered where Strelly Pit was. I've heard about it a lot. Not been around in my lifetime, even though I'm that old. And it was actually where the M1 is now situated. The pit was basically underneath it, and the motorway goes straight through it. So that was something interesting I picked up, just a little bit of local knowledge. But whilst there's not much reference to Robin Hood at the moment, you know, next week I'll be cutting back towards Hucknall, Bestwood, you know, all part of Sherwood Forest, and I'm sure the relevance will become more apparent. Do you know, I'm really, really enjoying this. Whilst I've got miles and miles to go, I mentioned before that I'm going to pop in a few big ones in the next couple of weeks, and when the weather's great like today, you know, I could stop out here all day. Unfortunately, I've got things to do, you know, I've got work to do, I've got meetings. What I have got though this weekend is the chance to meet friends. You know, I've got a table booked in a beer garden this evening. That's fantastic, isn't it? You know, always talking about keeping that connection going. And if I have to sort of be a bit more selective and people want to be selective with me, that's fine. But there's always people out there who care. There's always people out there that want to be part of what you're doing and what you are. So the whole thing, do daily, do running, Des Oldham, you know, what I'm trying to do is connect people, keep people sort of making the most of the things we can enjoy together. And that's all it's about, guys. It's nothing, it's not complicated. It's just about staying connected. I'll get the chance to see people in person tonight, something I've been longing for, you know, in that setting. Whilst I get to see people through running and some of the things I do, you know, meeting up to do that, you know, it's also great to take that time out from everything, isn't it? Hopefully we can have a laugh and enjoy the fact we've got a couple of hours, not too long, because I'm still trying to be cautious with the beer, but not too long, and just a few hours in the sun, you know, with friends, having a good time. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? Just trying to find those little pockets of good time to go in with reality, which is probably the bulk of the time, and make the absolute most of it. If you can start it by getting out for a walk, creating your own little mini challenge, why not walk 5 miles in May? I don't know, you know, walk from one point to another. Let us know if you do. Please comment below. Please comment on what you were doing at the weekend. What I'm going to suggest for Saturday selfie is for you to create your little mini challenge, your little walking or running mini challenge of getting from one point to another. You know, not done a theme for a while, but I thought that'd be a great one, wouldn't it? And we can check in with those as well. This is all about motivating and inspiring each other to keep at it, to keep doing the things we enjoy. You know, when there's a little target and some achievement at the end of it, it adds that accountability, and it goes on top of all those health benefits. So for now, guys, I'm going to crack on, get over this busy road somehow, find exactly where I'm supposed to be going, and come to the end of this week. Looking forward to my breakfast and croissant. Until next week, till Monday, and Monday motivation. Have a great one. Really, really make the most of it. Start thinking about that challenge. Please comment below. So until then, just doing it.